You've got to get this through your mind right now. Your life is not a public performance, it's a personal mission. Too many people are waking up every single day making decisions based on what others might think instead of what they actually want. And that's a dangerous way to live, because when you live for approval, you die by rejection. You're constantly adjusting, constantly shrinking, constantly second, guessing yourself just to fit into a mold that was never meant for you in the first place. But let me tell you something real, those people you're trying to impress. They are not carrying your dreams, they are not responsible for your future, and they are definitely not going to suffer consequences if you fail to chase your purpose. So why give them that much power? Why let their opinions sit in the driver's seat of your life? You've got greatness inside of you, but greatness demands authenticity, not approval. The moment you decide that your mission matters more than their opinion, that's when everything shifts. You stop hesitating, you stop overthinking, you stop asking for permission, and you start moving with purpose, with confidence, with clarity. Because now you understand, you are not here to be liked, you are here to be effective. You are not here to blend in, you are here to stand out. And standing out comes with noise, it comes with criticism, it comes with people who won't understand your vision. But that's the price of purpose, and it's a price worth paying. Because when you stay true to yourself, when you align your actions with your goals instead of their expectations, you start building something real, something that belongs to you. No more acting, no more pretending, just pure, focused execution. And here's the truth most people don't want to accept. If you try to please everyone, you will end up pleasing no one, especially yourself. So stop trying to win a game you were never meant to play. This is your life, your journey, your responsibility. Own it, walk it, live it boldly, because at the end of the day, the only opinion that truly matters is the one you have about yourself when you look in the mirror. Let's be honest, what's really holding you back isn't a lack of talent, resources, or opportunity. It's fear. Not just any fear, but the fear of being judged, criticized, or misunderstood. That silent pressure that makes you hesitate before you speak, that voice in your head that says, "What will people think?" That's the real prison. And the worst part, most of the time, it's not even real. You've built it up in your mind, giving power to opinions that may never even be spoken. You're holding yourself hostage over imaginary criticism. Meanwhile, the world keeps moving, opportunities keep passing, and your potential stays locked inside. But here's the truth you need to wake up to. People are not thinking about you as much as you think. Everybody is dealing with their own insecurities, their own problems, their own struggles. They're not sitting around analyzing your every move. And even if some of them are, so what? Their judgment doesn't define your reality unless you allow it to. You've got to break that mindset. You've got to stop asking for approval and start taking action. Because every time you choose silence over expression, hesitation over action, you're betraying your own potential. You're telling yourself that their opinions matter more than your purpose, and that's a losing game. Growth doesn't happen in comfort zones, and it definitely doesn't happen when you're trying to stay invisible. Growth happens when you step out, when you take risks, when you're willing to be seen, flaws and all. Yes, people might talk. Yes, some might laugh. Yes, some won't understand. But those same people are not living your life. They're not carrying your dreams. They're not responsible for your success or your failure. So why give them control over your decisions? You've got to flip the script. Instead of fearing judgment, use it as fuel. Let the doubt push you harder. Let the criticism sharpen your focus. Because at the end of the day, the only way to truly lose is to never try at all. And when you finally break free from that fear, When you stop caring about what people think, you unlock a different version of yourself. A version that's bold, fearless, and unstoppable. A version that takes action without overthinking, that speaks without hesitation, that moves without permission. That's the version of you that wins. You've got to stop talking and start proving. Too many people are out here explaining their dreams, defending their goals, and trying to convince others that they're serious, but real power doesn't come from talking. It comes from results. When you truly stop caring about what people think, you shift your energy away from seeking approval and pour it into execution. You wake up with purpose, you move with intention, and you grind when nobody is watching. Because deep down you understand something most people don't. Opinions are loud in the beginning, but they go silent when results show up. At first, they'll doubt you, they'll question your consistency, they'll laugh at your ambition, they'll say you've changed, that you're doing too much, that you should slow down. But you don't respond with arguments, you respond with discipline. You don't waste time trying to prove them wrong with words. You prove them wrong with your work ethic. Day after day, you show up, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it, even when nobody is clapping for you. That's where the separation happens. That's where average ends and greatness begins. Because while others are busy watching, judging, and talking, you're building, improving, and growing. And slowly but surely, the narrative starts to change. The same people who doubted you start asking questions. The same people who laughed start watching in silence. Why? Because results demand respect. Success has a voice that no opinion can overpower. But understand this, it's not about proving them wrong, it's about proving yourself right. It's about becoming the person you said you would be, regardless of who believed in you. When you focus on results, you stop getting distracted by noise. You stop reacting to negativity. You stop caring about validation. Because now you're too busy working, too focused on your goals, too committed to your vision, and that's a different level of mindset. That's when you realize that opinions don't build success, actions do. So let them talk, let them doubt. Let them misunderstand. While they're busy forming opinions, you stay locked in on your mission. Because at the end of the day, when the results finally speak, you won't need to say a single word. You've got to make a decision right now. Are you chasing popularity, or are you building self-respect? Because you cannot have both at the highest level. When you live your life trying to be liked by everyone, you start to lose pieces of yourself. You say yes when you want to say no. You stay quiet when you should speak up. You follow paths that don't align with your purpose just to avoid standing out. And slowly, without even realizing it, you become a version of yourself that feels safe to others but unfamiliar to you. That's the cost of caring too much about what people think, but self-respect, that's a different game. Self-respect demands honesty, it demands courage. It demands that you stand on your values even when it's uncomfortable, even when it means standing alone. And let's be real, there will be moments when people don't understand you, when they question your choices, when they walk away because you refuse to shrink yourself to fit their expectations. But that's not rejection, that's alignment. You're not losing people, you're losing distractions. Because the truth is, when you stop living for approval, you start attracting the right energy. The people who respect your discipline, your focus, your authenticity, they begin to show up. And the ones who needed you to stay small, who were comfortable with you being average, they fade away. That's growth, that's elevation. You've got to be strong enough to handle that transition, because choosing self-respect means you're no longer controlled by the fear of being disliked. It means you trust yourself enough to make decisions that serve your future, not your image, and that kind of confidence. It's powerful, it's unshakable, you walk differently, you speak differently, you move with intention instead of hesitation. You're no longer asking, what will they think? You're asking, is this right for me? And that shift changes everything. Because when you respect yourself, you set a standard for how others treat you. You don't beg for attention. You don't chase validation. You don't compromise your values for temporary approval. Instead, you stand firm, you stay focused, and you keep moving forward no matter who's watching or who's not. So stop trying to win people over and start winning yourself over. Build a life that you're proud of, not one that just looks good to others. Because at the end of the day, popularity fades, opinions change, but self-respect, that's what lasts forever.